The wind howled across the empty plains like a grieving widow, scattering dust across the porch where Cowboy Eli Harper sat alone, staring into the dying sun. His supper plate was untouched again. The rocking chair beside him, once filled with laughter and the soft hum of a woman who loved him, now creaked with ghostly silence. It had been 4 years since his wife died, and the ranch had become a graveyard of unspoken words and cold meals. Then came the whisper, soft, barely audible over the wind. "I'll cook for you. I'll bear your children." He turned sharply, eyes wide. And there she stood, trembling, barefoot, and bruised. A stranger, a runaway. But her eyes held something he hadn't seen in years. Hope. Eli Harper was a man of the land, raised on grit, cattle, and the belief that silence spoke louder than words. Since his wife Clara passed from fever, the ranch had fallen into disrepair. The cattle were leaner, the fences broken, and Eli had stopped going to church. People whispered in town that he was fading, just like the land he loved. It was just after dusk when he heard the knock on his door. Not loud, just desperate. A young woman, barely in her 20s, stood there with nothing but a torn dress, swollen ankle, and eyes filled with terror. Her name was Mara. She'd run from a man who promised her love and gave her chains instead. A man who bought her trust and then tried to sell her soul. "I'll leave if you want me to," she'd whispered. "But I can cook. I can clean. I'll help around the ranch. Just don't send me back." Eli didn't answer right away. He simply stepped aside, letting her cross the threshold into the warmth of the hearth. That night, she made cornbread and stew from dusty cans in the cellar. It was the first hot meal Eli had eaten in weeks. For the first time in years, the house didn't feel haunted. The days turned into weeks. And slowly, the quiet understanding between Eli and Mara began to bloom like wildflowers in forgotten soil. She fixed his boots without asking. He made a brace for her ankle with old leather. She sang while feeding the chickens. He fixed the broken porch swing, just to hear her hum from it. There was no rush, no confessions, just two wounded people learning to breathe again in each other's silence. One morning, Eli found Mara standing barefoot in the field, arms stretched wide, laughing as the first rain of spring poured down. The same field where Clara used to dance in thunderstorms. And it hit him. This woman wasn't replacing the love he lost. She was healing what remained of it. But kindness has a way of returning in unexpected ways. One afternoon, a truck pulled up the dirt road. The man she ran from. Violent. Armed. Mara froze in terror. Eli didn't. He stepped in front of her, hand on his rifle. "She's not yours anymore," he said. "And if you ever come back here, I'll bury your truck deeper than your pride." The man drove off, tires spitting gravel, but Mara couldn't stop shaking. That night, Eli sat beside her on the porch. She leaned into him, voice shaking. "I meant what I said that first night," she whispered. "I'll cook for you. I'll bear your children, not because I have to, but because I want to. You saved my life. And maybe I can help bring yours back." He didn't speak. He just took her hand. And for the first time since Clara died, he didn't feel alone. 3 years later, the ranch thrived again. A baby's laughter echoed through the fields. Mara stood on the porch, smiling, holding their son, while Eli mended the fence with strong hands and a peaceful heart. The swing creaked, not with ghosts, but with love. Her whisper, once broken and desperate, had become a vow. And his silence? It had finally found its voice again, through kindness, love, and the courage to let someone in. Sparkle's moral of the story. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness becomes the beginning of someone else's salvation and your own.